Well, as a matter of fact, Israel has continued with its plan to dismantle the military infrastructure of Hezbollah and also to eliminate the key figures of Hezbollah's leadership. This has been going on, and I don't think this is going to stop any soon before Israel comes to the conclusion that Hezbollah no longer pose a threat to Israel, and especially to the north of Israel. So I don't expect anytime soon you are going to have a truce or a ceasefire.
So we're not speaking here about the hostilities. So considering the ongoing hostilities, what are the immediate humanitarian implications for civilians in Lebanon by this war, particularly regarding human losses and the displacement crisis?
Yes. Well, this is one of the tragic consequences of this war. You have now over 1.2 million internally displaced. You have over 2,000 people casualty killed, and you have thousands of wounded. And really, in Lebanon now is facing a huge crisis. And this has spilled over into tension among and some of the communities in Lebanon. You have now more vocal voices in that what did Hezbollah do to us? It took us to a war that we did not want. You have others that will say, no, still we support Hezbollah. But at the end of the day, really, indeed, you have a huge price that Lebanon is paying. And more so, Lebanon today, according to the Prime Minister of the caretaker government, has accepted the implementation of Resolution 1701, which mainly means that Hezbollah is ready to withdraw up to the Litani River. So this is where it is now. But as I mentioned, I don't see the dynamics of what's happening despite the human rights toll and what's happening in Lebanon. I really don't think anything major is going to happen to to stop the fighting. And more so, let me add, because I listened to your previous guest, there is also something about Lebanon and Iran. For Israel, they know that Hezbollah is the first line of defense and deterrence for Iran. So again, Israel is somehow more adamant of reducing and degrading the power of Hezbollah as a way to degrading the power of Iran, so that Iran, if something happen, and probably will not use Hezbollah's weapons to fire at Israel.
Mm-hmm. Now, from your point of view, how is the international community responding to the latest escalations in Lebanon?
Well, you have two now. You have United States and France. And United States and France, they are working together. They are working with the Lebanese government to try to stop the fighting. And of course, you have many human rights organizations. You have different countries, especially in the West and the Arab world. They are saying, listen, it's enough. We don't want to have a regional war. But also, on the other hand, what do you have? What kind of dynamics you have now in Lebanon and Israel? They both look at their battle, at their fight, as an existential fight. For Israel, it's an existential fight. They want to do away with the threat of Hezbollah. And more so, let me add this. In Israel now, you have enough leaders, and you have a consensus that today you have a chance to deal with Hezbollah once and for all. On the other hand now, on the other side of the border, Hezbollah said, listen, we have to fight. It's our existential battle. So this is why the dynamic is so difficult. Yes, you have concerns among the countries in the world, but sadly, the dynamics don't show or don't reveal an indication that the war is going to end anytime soon.
That in yourself, you pinpointed your finger on a very important issue, which is this kind of war we're speaking about. What are the potential consequences of a ground invasion by Israel into Lebanon? And how might this escalate the current conflict beyond its already volatile state?
Okay, here let me answer. These are two questions, very important ones. I am a researcher of Lebanon. I was there in 2006. I served in the Red Cross in Lebanon during the country's civil war. I can tell you this based on my analysis. Israel will not invade deeply into Lebanon as it did in 2006. Israel most likely, and based on what it's doing, where it's hitting, and especially, those notes it's giving to the villages, which villages Israel is sending notice to that they are going to be evacuated. They are going to go 25 kilometer deep, and then they are going to withdraw to 7 kilometer. During this time, they are going to use their air force. And already, as we have seen, Israel has really greatly penetrated the security apparatus of Hezbollah. They know exactly where are the leaders. And now we are talking about what we call, the third rank, not first rank, second rank, the third rank. Today, for example, or yesterday, they killed someone in Maroun al-Ras in the south. They killed one in the Golan Heights. So mainly, I feel that you are not going to have a huge invasion deep in Lebanon as they did in 2006 or 1982. I feel it's going to be mainly up to the Litani River. And also, I feel that the air bombing, the strikes, they are going to strike and try to eliminate as much weapons, as much platforms of missiles and drones as possible. And this is when Israel is going to decide, with cooperation with the United States. United States does not want a regional war, but also, I also think that United States and Israel, they believe that Hezbollah has to be dealt with.
Given the historical context of Israeli-Lebanese tensions, what are the long-term prospects for peace in the region, and what measures could be taken to mitigate further violence and its humanitarian toll?
Yes. Well, now, I can tell you what's going on in Lebanon and Israel, and you have some kind of a really reconciliation, what they would like to have. Mainly the Lebanese government, the caretaker government of the Mikati. They feel now they are ready to go ahead and implement 1701. But also other people in Lebanon from other sects in Lebanon, and I am very familiar with them. They don't want only 1701, they want 1701 and 1559. 1559 meaning that all militia in Lebanon, they have to surrender their weapons, period. Mainly the weapons only will be with the Lebanese armed forces. So I think, and this is exactly what Israel wants, and this is why I feel the war is gonna continue. So mainly now you have,
we got your
a
point.
response from enough Lebanese people, including the government, that say, listen, we are ready to implement United Nations Security Resolution 1701.
Yes, we've got your point here,
and that's
Dr.
what Israel would like to have.